Professor Oliver Grant stood before the most diverse audience he had ever seen, the bright lights of Zintra Interstellar University casting shadows on 1,000 alien faces. The anticipation in the room was unmistakable as Oliver prepared to give his lecture on human reproduction. He glanced at the array of students, each from different planets, each with unique features and expressions of curiosity. "Welcome," Oliver began, his voice clear and confident. "Today, we'll explore the fascinating topic of human male fertility." He activated the holographic display behind him, showcasing an animated diagram of human anatomy. Unlike many species, human males are fertile continuously, without a specific breeding cycle. A murmur of astonishment spread through the audience. One student, a tall alien with green scales and elongated limbs, raised his hand. "Excuse me, Professor," he said in a voice that sounded like a musical chord. "Are you saying human males are always capable of reproduction?" "Exactly," Oliver confirmed. "Human males produce sperm constantly from puberty until old age. This is quite different from many species that have specific mating seasons or cycles." The student, whose name tag read Krylon, blinked his large yellow eyes in disbelief. "But how is that possible? My species, for example, only breeds once every 20 years. Our cycles are meticulously regulated by environmental factors." Oliver nodded, understanding the confusion. "It's a unique aspect of human biology. Our continuous fertility has evolutionary advantages, allowing for greater flexibility in reproduction and survival." Krylon's skepticism was palpable. "I find this hard to believe. How can such a system be efficient or sustainable?" Oliver smiled. "Let's delve deeper." He adjusted the holographic display to show a close-up of human sperm cells. Human sperm production is an ongoing process, regulated by complex hormonal interactions. This constant production ensures that humans can reproduce at any time, which has proven advantageous in our species' history. As Oliver spoke, he noticed Krylon's expression shift from disbelief to intrigue. Other students leaned forward, their interest piqued. Oliver continued, explaining the hormonal cycles, the role of testosterone, and the adaptive benefits of continuous fertility. "To further illustrate," Oliver said, "I'd like to share some data from recent studies." He brought up charts comparing human fertility patterns with those of various alien species. These comparisons highlight the diversity of reproductive strategies across the galaxy. The room buzzed with animated discussions. Krylon, still processing the information, raised another question. "But Professor, if human males are always fertile, doesn't that lead to overpopulation?" Oliver anticipated this question. "That's a valid concern. Human societies have developed various social and technological means to manage reproduction, including contraception and family planning. It's a balance between biological capability and societal control." Krylon seemed to ponder this, then proposed, "What if we conducted a series of experiments to test these claims? Practical evidence would be more convincing than theoretical explanations." Oliver welcomed the challenge. "I agree. Scientific inquiry is the best way to understand these differences. Let's collaborate on some experiments." The suggestion of hands-on research excited the students. Plans were quickly made to set up a series of experiments in Krylon's advanced laboratory. Oliver could see the enthusiasm in their eyes, a mix of curiosity and scientific fervor. As the lecture concluded, Oliver felt a sense of accomplishment. He had not only introduced a complex topic, but also sparked a collaborative spirit among the students. The initial shock and skepticism were giving way to a genuine desire to learn and understand. "Thank you all for your questions and engagement," Oliver said. "I look forward to our experiments and the discoveries we will make together." The students began to disperse, but Krylon stayed behind, his mind clearly racing with thoughts. "Professor Grant," he said, "I must admit your explanations have intrigued me. I look forward to working with you." Oliver smiled warmly. "Likewise, Krylon. Science thrives on curiosity and collaboration. Let's see what we can uncover together." As Oliver left the lecture hall, he felt a sense of excitement about the upcoming experiments. He knew that the journey of discovery was just beginning, and the insights they would gain could bridge understanding between vastly different species. Oliver Grant marveled at the intricate instruments lining the walls of Krylon's laboratory. Alien devices hummed softly, their vibrant displays casting a surreal glow. Krylon, his antennae twitching in curiosity, gestured to a central table where a transparent cylinder awaited. "We begin," Krylon announced, his voice steady but his eyes betraying eagerness. "We need to compare human reproductive cells with those from other species." Oliver nodded, setting down a small vial of his own samples. "This is crucial. Understanding our differences could lead to groundbreaking discoveries." Krylon activated a series of holographic interfaces, and the cylinder filled with a luminescent liquid. Oliver's samples floated inside, surrounded by an array of sensors. Krylon added samples from various alien species, each distinct in shape and color. As the analysis began, Oliver and Krylon observed the data streams. The initial results confirmed what Oliver had always known. Human sperm was continuously active, a stark contrast to the cyclical nature of the alien samples. Krylon's brow furrowed as he scrutinized the data. "Your species' continuous fertility is astonishing. Our cycles are precise, regulated. This continuous activity, it's unprecedented." Oliver smiled, appreciating Krylon's growing respect for human biology. "It's part of what makes humans unique. Evolution has favored different paths." Their collaborative effort continued for hours, the room filled with the soft sounds of machinery and occasional exclamations of surprise. They discovered that human sperm had unique properties, including an unparalleled ability to remain viable in various environments. "This is remarkable," Krylon admitted, a hint of admiration in his voice. "Your reproductive cells adapt so efficiently. Our species could benefit from understanding this adaptability." Their work attracted other scientists, each bringing their own expertise. They compared notes, debated theories, and shared insights, transforming the laboratory into a hub of intellectual exchange. Oliver found himself explaining not just the biology, but the evolutionary pressures that shaped it. "We evolved in a world with unpredictable seasons and environments," Oliver explained. "Continuous fertility ensured our survival." Krylon listened intently, his skepticism melting away. He began to see the broader implications of their discoveries. The data they gathered suggested potential applications in medicine, agriculture, and even space exploration. But as their findings gained traction, ethical questions arose. The university's ethics committee convened, drawing scientists from across Zintra to discuss the implications. Oliver found himself defending human biology against those who saw it merely as a resource to exploit. "We must approach this with caution," Oliver argued. "Continuous fertility is a gift, but it comes with responsibilities. We cannot allow it to be misused." Krylon, now an ally, supported Oliver's stance. "Oliver is right. We must respect the natural balance. Exploiting this for mere gain could lead to unforeseen consequences." Their plea resonated with many, but there were dissenting voices. Some saw only the potential for advancement, blinded by ambition. The debate grew intense, pushing Oliver and Krylon to refine their arguments and present compelling evidence of ethical considerations. The mini-climax of this chapter came when an unexpected breakthrough occurred. One of the alien scientists, inspired by the research, revealed that his species had a dormant fertility trait similar to humans. This revelation opened new avenues for study, suggesting that continuous fertility might not be unique to humans after all. The symposium planned by the Ethics Committee was now not just a presentation of human biology but a showcase of interspecies collaboration. It underscored the necessity of unity in scientific exploration. As the chapter closed, Oliver and Krylon stood on the brink of a new era of understanding. Their collaboration had not only bridged gaps between species, but also highlighted the importance of ethical responsibility in scientific pursuits. Oliver Grant stepped into the Grand Hall of the Ethics Committee, a vast room filled with a spectrum of alien beings. Each represented their species, their forms and colors varying as much as their perspectives. The room buzzed with the sound of quiet conversations, and the hum of holographic projectors displaying the latest scientific data. "Professor Grant, please begin your presentation," announced the chair of the committee, a tall, crystalline being named Seraphis. Its voice resonated like a melodic chime, commanding attention without effort. Oliver took a deep breath and approached the central podium. "Distinguished members of the Ethics Committee, today we present our findings on human male fertility, a topic that has sparked significant interest and debate." Krylon, sitting among the committee members, watched with a mix of anticipation and residual skepticism. The experiments had challenged his preconceptions, but doubt still lingered. Oliver activated the holographic display, which projected detailed images of human reproductive cells alongside those of various alien species. "As our experiments have shown, human males remain fertile continuously, a stark contrast to the cyclical breeding patterns observed in many other species represented here." Murmurs spread through the audience as Oliver elaborated on the biological mechanisms and evolutionary advantages of continuous fertility. He spoke with conviction, his passion for the subject evident in every word. However, Oliver continued, "This discovery raises important ethical questions. We must consider the potential consequences of this knowledge and ensure it is used responsibly." Seraphis leaned forward, its crystalline form catching the light. "Professor Grant, what specific ethical concerns do you foresee?" Oliver glanced at Krylon, then back at Seraphis. "There is a risk that continuous fertility could be exploited for interspecies breeding programs without proper consent. It's essential that we establish guidelines to protect the rights and dignity of all involved." Krylon stood, his voice carrying a tone of newfound respect. "As much as I doubted the initial findings, the evidence is clear. Our priority now should be to ensure that this knowledge is not misused. We must draft regulations that respect human autonomy while allowing for scientific advancement." A heated discussion ensued, with committee members from different species expressing their viewpoints. Some advocated for strict regulations, fearing exploitation, while others saw the potential for groundbreaking scientific progress. Oliver listened carefully, appreciating the diversity of opinions. He was particularly struck by the perspective of a reptilian scientist named Voss, who spoke of his species' history of exploitation and the importance of learning from past mistakes. "We have an opportunity here," Voss said, his scales glinting under the holographic lights, "to set a precedent for ethical research that respects all species. We must proceed with caution and empathy." The debate continued for hours, but gradually, a consensus began to form. The committee agreed on the need for stringent ethical guidelines and the establishment of an oversight body to monitor future research involving human fertility. As the session drew to a close, Seraphis called for a vote. The proposal passed unanimously, a testament to the committee's commitment to ethical integrity. After the meeting, Krylon approached Oliver. "Professor Grant, I must admit, your dedication to both science and ethics has changed my perspective. I look forward to collaborating further." Oliver smiled, extending his hand. "Thank you, Krylon. I believe we can achieve great things together, respecting both our differences and our shared quest for knowledge." As they exited the hall, Oliver felt a sense of accomplishment. The challenges they faced were far from over, but today marked a significant step forward. The Grand Symposium was next, where they would present their findings to a wider audience and further the dialogue on ethical scientific research. Outside, the diverse campus of Zintra Interstellar University bustled with activity, a microcosm of the galaxy's varied inhabitants. Oliver looked around, feeling a renewed sense of purpose. He knew that the journey ahead would be complex, but he was ready to face it, armed with the knowledge and support of his newfound allies. Oliver Grant stood at the edge of the grand auditorium, a sea of expectant faces before him. The diverse assembly of alien species created a tapestry of colors and forms, each one eager to hear the groundbreaking findings on human reproduction. Krylon, now a respected colleague, stood beside Oliver, ready to present their collaborative research. The room buzzed with anticipation as the lights dimmed, signaling the beginning of the symposium. Oliver took a deep breath, stepped forward, and activated the holographic display. The first slide showed a detailed diagram of human reproductive cells, capturing the audience's attention immediately. Ladies and gentlemen, beings from across the universe, Oliver began, his voice steady. Today we present findings that highlight the unique continuous fertility of human males. This characteristic, unlike any other known species, offers profound insights into biological diversity and adaptation. Krylon stepped forward, his usually stern expression softened by a newfound respect for his human counterpart. During our research, we discovered that human sperm cells exhibit remarkable resilience and longevity, maintaining their viability over extended periods. This discovery has significant implications for understanding reproductive strategies across different species. As Krylon spoke, Oliver observed the audience. Representatives from various species leaned forward, their interest piqued. The holographic display transitioned to a live feed of their experiments, showing the human sperm cell's unique properties in real time. To further illustrate our findings, Oliver continued, "We conducted comparative studies with reproductive cells from multiple species. The results consistently demonstrated the exceptional nature of human sperm, capable of thriving in diverse environments." A murmur of astonishment rippled through the audience. An elder from the Zillion species, known for their meticulous breeding cycles, raised a hand. "Professor Grant, Krylon, what are the broader implications of this discovery for interspecies relations and potential hybridization?" Oliver smiled, having anticipated this question. While our research primarily focused on understanding human biology, the implications are indeed vast. This knowledge could pave the way for advancements in reproductive health, fertility treatments, and even interspecies genetic research. However, we must approach these possibilities with ethical considerations and respect for each species' unique biological makeup. Krylon added, "We propose forming an interstellar ethics committee to oversee any future research stemming from these findings. It's crucial that we ensure responsible and respectful use of this knowledge." The proposal was met with nods of agreement. The presentation continued, showcasing more detailed data and potential applications. The atmosphere in the auditorium grew more collaborative as the audience members began to see the potential for mutual benefit. As the presentation neared its conclusion, Oliver and Krylon prepared for the final segment. The lights dimmed further, and the holographic display projected a montage of their research journey. It highlighted their initial conflicts, the rigorous experiments, and the breakthrough moments. In closing, Oliver said, "This collaboration has not only expanded our scientific understanding but also demonstrated the power of interspecies cooperation. We have much to learn from each other, and this is just the beginning of what we can achieve together." The audience erupted in applause, a universal gesture of appreciation and respect. Oliver and Krylon exchanged a satisfied glance, knowing that their work had made a significant impact. As the applause died down, the symposium's moderator, an esteemed scientist from the Lythran species, approached the stage. This symposium marks a pivotal moment in interstellar research. Professor Grant and Krylon, your work exemplifies the spirit of collaboration that we strive for. We look forward to future discoveries and the positive changes they will bring. The symposium ended on a high note, with representatives from various species eager to discuss potential collaborations and research projects. Oliver and Krylon were surrounded by admirers and colleagues, all eager to congratulate them and share ideas. Later, as Oliver prepared to return to Earth, he reflected on the journey. The challenges, the debates, and the ultimate triumph of their collaboration had been a transformative experience. Krylon, now a trusted friend, stood with him at the spaceport. "Oliver," Krylon said, extending a hand, "thank you for this incredible journey. Our work has only just begun, and I look forward to many more discoveries together." Oliver shook Krylon's hand firmly. "Indeed, Krylon, we've made great strides, and there's so much more to explore. Until next time." As Oliver's ship departed, he felt a profound sense of accomplishment and optimism for the future. The symposium had not only validated their research but also opened new avenues for interstellar cooperation and understanding. The journey ahead was filled with possibilities, and Oliver was eager to see where it would lead.